Everyone, my engagement with Sue Shanner is officially cancelled. That's the sentence Hanjin drops in the middle of his own wedding, in front of every single guest, on what was supposed to be the happiest day of Sue Shanner's life. And he doesn't even try to soften it. She grabs his arm, reminds him this is literally their wedding, right now, today, and he shrugs her off like she's an inconvenience. Why? Because her grandfather just passed away, and with him went the only reason Hanjin ever agreed to this marriage in the first place, the Sue family's money. Turns out the Sue family owes billions. Their capital dried up the moment her parents ended up in a car accident and slipped into a vegetative state. And now that the cash well is dry, Hanjin is walking out the door without a shred of shame. In front of everyone. At the altar. The whispers start before he's even out the door. The Sue family's finished. Nobody will touch them now. This humiliation alone is enough to sink what's left of their name. So what does Sue Shanner do? Does she cry? Beg him to stay? Absolutely not. She turns around, scans the shocked crowd of wedding guests, and announces she'll marry whoever's willing to catch her bouquet. And wouldn't you know it, the guy who catches it is a homeless man standing at the edge of the venue, someone who wandered in probably hoping for leftover catering. She looks him dead in the eye and asks if he'll marry her right there on the spot. He says yes. She says yes. And just like that, in front of the very same crowd that watched her get dumped, Sue Shanner marries a homeless stranger as her act of defiance. If you already love this level of watch me turn my worst day into my best plot twist energy, subscribe now, because this homeless husband is about to turn out to be a lot more than he looks. Her housekeeper, Mrs. Lee, comes rushing back from the hospital the second she hears the news, fully expecting to find her employer's daughter making the worst decision of her life. And she's not wrong to worry until she actually sees the guy. Because this homeless man doesn't look homeless at all. Striking face, incredible build, the kind of presence that makes Mrs. Lee do a full double take. Sue Shanner introduces him simply, "He's my husband now." And even though nobody understands the reasoning, nobody can argue with the man standing in front of them either. Here's the twist that makes this whole thing work. A Yan, that's what she calls him, genuinely doesn't seem all there. He talks like a child, gets excited about simple things, doesn't fully register basic concepts, and seems completely unaware of what marriage even means beyond hug and sleep together, which is somehow the most accurate summary of marriage anyone's given all episode. Sue Shanner isn't naive about it though. She tells Mrs. Lee flat out, "He chose me when I had nothing, so from this moment on, he's my husband, and I take care of my own." Then, an old family friend, Uncle Wu, shows up freshly back in the country, ready to go full protective uncle mode on Hanjin for ruining the wedding, until he actually lays eyes on a Yan. And his reaction is priceless. He stares at this homeless man like he's seen a ghost, clearly recognizing something, before quickly covering and playing it off as nothing. "I guess he fell down and lost some memory. His IQ should recover with proper treatment," he says, a little too smoothly for someone who claims not to know him. Sue Shanner has no idea she just got a massive hint about exactly who she married. Because here's the reveal we get, and the audience gets it way before Sue Shanner does. A Yan isn't a homeless man at all. He's the actual heir to the Dongfang family, the single most powerful family in the country. And he's currently choosing to play dumb, letting the woman who just impulsively married a stranger believe she's stuck with a confused vagrant, while he quietly runs interference behind her back like it's the most entertaining game he's ever played. His assistant, Mo Fong, tracks him down almost immediately, confused why the heir to the Dongfang Empire is nowhere to be found, and gets an answer nobody expects. "I'm married. I'm at my wife's place." Mo Fong assumes it's a joke. It is not a joke. And when his own father threatens to strip his inheritance if he keeps messing around, our disguised heir doesn't even blink. He doubles down completely, telling his father if he keeps interfering, he'll lose his son entirely before he loses this act. Quick pause. Subscribe now if you're already rooting for this secret billionaire playing house as a fool husband. because the moment his cover nearly slips is coming up, and it's both hilarious and painfully sweet. What follows is a genuinely charming stretch of Sushyanur slowly, patiently teaching Ayun the basics. How to dress himself properly, what being a husband and wife actually means beyond hugging, how to behave in public. Completely unaware, she's essentially giving etiquette lessons to a man who could buy the building they're standing in without checking his bank balance. He plays along flawlessly, blushing on cue, fumbling clothes on cue, soaking up every ounce of her patience and care like it actually means something to him. Because clearly, it does. Then Sushyanur heads out to try to save what's left of her family's company, negotiating directly with a Mr. Liu to secure a business deal that could keep the Su family afloat. Ayun insists on tagging along, clingy and insistent in that childlike way that's charmed the whole household. And it turns out to be the best decision she never knew she made. Because Mr. Liu, the moment they're alone, drops the professional act completely, openly propositioning her, mocking her beggar husband, and implying the only way this contract gets signed is if she agrees to something a lot more personal than a business deal. Sushyanur shuts him down hard, refuses to be disrespected, and Liu Yantao, enraged at being rejected, grabs her, threatening real violence, screaming that this is his territory and he'll do whatever he wants. That's the exact moment Ayun, standing quietly in the corner this whole time playing the fool, stops playing. One line. You dare to look down on the woman of Dongfang Yun. And just like that, the mask slips. Not fully, not enough for Sushyanur to catch on to everything, but enough for Liu Yantao to feel a level of terror he clearly wasn't expecting from a beggar. Ayun absolutely wrecks him on the spot, and the second it's over, he's right back to playing gentle and dazed, holding Sushyanur, telling her not to be scared, that he'll protect her. She has no idea she just watched the heir to the most powerful family in the country casually put a business tycoon in his place, and then immediately go back to pretending he doesn't know what a bathroom is. If that reveal had you grinning, hit subscribe, because the retaliation against everyone who's wronged the Su family is about to get seriously satisfying. Back at Dongfang headquarters, Ayun calls in Mo Fong with two very specific, very quiet instructions. First, make Liu's group and Liu Yantao disappear from the capital entirely. Second, route it through a completely different family, the Ruan family, so nothing traces back to the Dongfang name, and absolutely nothing tips off Sushyanur about who her husband actually is. He's not just protecting her. He's making sure she never finds out he's been protecting her. Because the second she learns the truth, the fantasy of a man who chose to be with me for who I am, with nothing to his name, disappears. It works terrifyingly fast. Within what feels like hours, Liu's group is wiped off the map. Their offices vacated, Mr. Liu himself vanished entirely. And the business world is left buzzing, completely baffled about which mysterious big figure they must have offended. Sushyanur, watching the news with everyone else, has one brief flicker of suspicion. Could it be Yun? Before immediately dismissing the idea as absurd. Why would her sweet, clueless husband have anything to do with a corporate takedown of this scale? Then comes the moment that almost blows the whole thing wide open. Sushyanur's best friend Nuo returns from 5 years abroad, and the two of them arrange a reunion dinner. Ayun tags along as always, until he sees exactly who Nuo actually is. Jin Nuo. Someone who very clearly recognizes him on sight. Someone from his real world. Someone who could unravel this entire disguise with one sentence. What follows is an absolute panic mode farce. A Yan trying every excuse in the book to avoid being seen up close, dodging into corners, inventing sudden leg cramps, faking bathroom trips, doing everything short of literally running away, while Jin Nuo watches with an expression that says she's fully clocked exactly who he is and is deciding whether to blow his cover for fun. She corners him privately and lays it out bluntly. She knows exactly who he is, the actual Dongfang heir, and she's disgusted he's out here deceiving her best friend under a fake identity. He begs her to keep quiet, insisting he genuinely loves Xianer and this isn't some cruel game. And Jin Wo, though clearly suspicious, gives him a warning instead of an exposure. If you want to see how Han Jin gets what's coming to him, and whether Su Xianer ever finds out who she really married, subscribe and let me know in the comments. Part 2 is coming as soon as it's ready.